Hello class, let's learn the last herb in the cool acrid release exterior herb category. And this herb is called Ge. Ge is also called katsu root, and that is a common food in our Chinese history. We have been using it other than for Chinese medicine use. We use it to make dishes, especially to make a soup. And why is it that way? Because if you look at the channel that enter, the Gergen enter two channels, which is stomach and spleen. They are responsible for transportation and transformation. And because Gergen is also sweet, so it's more, giving people desire to eat it. And so that is readily available in Chinese supermarket when it is in season. And when you cut into chunks like this, you will find that this herb is actually quite cool if you touch it, and you'll find that it's cooler than the room temperature if you keep it on the bench, and also that you will see some white liquid oozing out. And for this reason, this herb is great for cooling the body in case of wind heat disease. Now, I want to also mention that because Gergen is, enter two channels, the spleen and the stomach. The spleen channel start from near the eyes, the area, and descend along the neck. So, because of that, the Yangming channel, stomach channel, which is Yangming channel, is full of qi and blood. When there is pathogen going down that way, then there will be a violent fighting between the anti-pathogenic qi, which is from our body, and the pathogen. Then in this case, it can cause stiffness or soreness of the neck. So, number one use of Gergen, I want you to remember, is to release stiff neck. And also that another thing about Gergen, because of the cooling nature, it is easily influenced by the other herbs or cooking method that can change it to neutral or even slightly warm. In this case, it can treat wind cold, common cold disease. How do we use it? Now, Gergen is actually commonly combined with Ma Huang, which you learned from last week, ephedra. So Ma Huang is a herb that promotes sweating, is to treat wind cold, common cold with no sweating. And so because that the pathogen is under the skin, you want to sweat it out to relieve the pain symptoms, then that is ideal to combine Gergen with Ma Huang, so that the pathogens along the neck is gone and the person doesn't feel stiffness anymore. The other use of Gergen is to prevent measles, just like other herbs in this category. Because of the pathogens can trap under the skin. In this case, measles pathogens can trap under the skin. Then using this can help opening the pores of the skin and get rid of the measles, to prevent rashes, to promote the eruption and make the body heal faster. Now, as I mentioned that Gergen, when you cut it open, it has white liquid generate. This white liquid is wonderful because it is cooling and is also a little sweet. So the sweet can generate fluid, has a moistening properties, and cooling can actually descend the heat. So for the person that has febrile disease, and usually they have so much heat that Gergen, because of the sweet and cool properties, and plus that as I mentioned, the liquid come out from the herb, it can moisten the throat, so the person doesn't feel thirsty anymore. In case that the person has yin deficiency, especially stomach yin deficiency, the person actually feel really thirsty, and because gurgen go to the spleen and stomach channel and is slightly cooling, so it can descend the heat down, and the cool and sweet can generate fluid, then it can suppress the thirsting sensation from the Xiaoke syndrome. Now, because gurgen is just like slightly cold, which is cool, and you can change the nature. If you cook it, you specially treat it, this root vegetable, then it can, once it become neutral or slightly warm, because it go to the spleen and stomach channel, then the spleen and stomach, it has a lot of qi and blood circulate in that area, then it can increase the yang energy. Now, why do we want to do that? When the spleen is weak or spleen is cold, the person can have diarrhea. We call spleen deficiency diarrhea, or spleen cold actually causing diarrhea, and deficiency cold causing diarrhea. Then if you use this herb, to, once it's warm, then it can tonify the spleen and stomach, strengthening it. Then no more excess dampness can accumulate in there because of the spleen being weak. Then it stops the fluid accumulating in the intestinal tract. Then the person will not be having loose stool or diarrhea problem, because of the cooking, change the property of this herb. Let's look at some modern use of gurgen. Okay, and in the last few decades, gurgen has been used quite successfully to treat hypertension when the person's blood pressure is a little bit high, and that causing dizziness and tinnitus problem when a lot of blood rushing up to the head, and too much of it, and so the person can have like a lot of heat sensation and discomfort in the head, and the person may feel dizzy, and the ear may ring. Again, as mentioned before, it can treat Xiaoke. Xiaoke is, you can think of it similar to diabetes, have really common symptoms, okay? And although Xiaoke can be subcategorized into 3 different stages, we use it for, particularly in this case, for stomach yin deficiency, to nourish the stomach yin, then the thirst will disappear. And also that, we mentioned that if you use it raw, that can reduce the heat, and because of the sweetness and also cooling sensation, it can help generate fluid so that it can quench thirst. And when it is roasted, the cooling sensation, cooling energy is gone, then the warm energy retained in there, then with the spleen, with the stomach channel full of qi and blood, then the person have more energy. In this case, even the spleen have more energy, can digest better, less water retained, then less liquid will come out. That means that it can stop diarrhea. So we can use gurgen to check diarrhea this way. And then the second way of stopping diarrhea is to using the cooling energy of gurgen. Then it can actually cool the large intestine, and suppressing the liquid from coming out, and so that person can end up to have the diarrhea control. Another use of gurgen is very interesting. In the last few decades, they start using it to control people's alcoholism problem, and the people drinking too much, being drunk. So they find that if the person start taking this herb, they lost the desire to drink alcohol. For some people, that are completely eliminating the problem with alcohol indulgence. And let's see, because the pathogen can actually come from Tai Yang channel and transmit to Yang Ming channel. The Tai Yang channel is on the back of the neck too, right? So to treat this a stiff neck problem or common cold causing stiff neck, it is great to combine with herb that also go to the upper part of the body and also release exterior, so that the pathogen can release out of the neck, from the Taiyang channel area, which is the back of the neck, urinary bladder, and also the Yangming channel area in anterior side of the neck, so that the person can completely recover from it and not having any more pain on the neck anymore. Okay, so that is the last herb, and I will see you next week. Have a good day. And don't forget to do your assignment, which is coming up right now. You guys can feel free to discuss and also find out the answer, and you can email me back. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye.